Just make sure I admit everyone. All right, great. So hi everyone, my name is Marjorie. I am your trainer for today. There's a lot of new information that we're going to kind of cover. I'm going to go ahead and try to make sure I cover everything. So this class is not a class on how to succeed, though I want you to succeed. This class is mainly giving you what tools are available at your disposal. These are already tools that are free, included with your membership benefit. And they are, I'm going to show you some of the pros and cons for every single one of them and all the things that you can use. Again, you don't need to use every single tool to kind of make yourself a successful realtor. These are just the tools that you'll need or that might want to consider using. All right, well, a couple disclaimers. I just did some jumping jacks not too long ago, about a minute ago, trying to keep myself awake. I'm a little hungry. It's 11 a.m. and lunch is just around the corner. So please excuse any background noise that you might hear. And I did try to also take my second cup of coffee. So if I start talking really fast, just let me know. It could be a combination of the caffeine plus hunger. Also, another disclaimer. If you have any questions, feel free to just put in the chat, unmute yourself. If you have any questions outside of this webinar, because all of our great ideas happen at 3 in the morning, you can always contact me underneath resources, click on About Bay East. We're just going to scroll on down over to the staff section right here. And if you go over to the member services, I know I'm scrolling really fast. That's my face, that's my email and my phone number. And you're always more than welcome to contact me there. And hold on, I forgot to turn off my phone because I don't want anyone to call me while I am trying to talk. All right, and then we'll go ahead and kind of keep on going forward, okay? All right, any questions so far before I move on? All right, yeah, and if you're wondering, that little slip right there, I'm drinking my coffee. It's still a work in progress. All right. Okay, hold on really quick. I have okay. Great. So we'll go ahead and kind of keep on moving forward. Also, I did want to say there are some new tools available and also some tools that have been available, but I kind of wanted to show you from there. Okay. So let's go ahead and let me go ahead and show my PowerPoint from beginning. Hopefully it's going to show the correct slide. And of course, it always does that. Let me go ahead and change my thing. Hold on, you share. All right, can everyone see? Everyone can see the MLS Tools overview section right here, right? Awesome, thanks. So thank you, and great, awesome. All right, so I got it. I have to keep on moving forward. Let me go ahead and put in the chat. I am having someone on the line who has speaker issues. It's currently 11:08. I do have to keep moving forward. Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and keep on moving forward. Okay, great. All right. So first off, one big thing that you have as a benefit for your with the MLS is listings. You have access to Alameda and Contra Costa County, and also we have a contract. I love contracts where you have access to Metroplex, San Francisco, Bears, and MLS listings. Okay. What does that even mean? I'm a visual person. So we have a map. We have access to Mendocino all the way down to Monterey, Placer County all the way down to San Francisco. So if you're trying to list a property or you are trying to look for properties in this general area, you have 100% full listing information for all of these counties listed above. And it might be a little confusing, so we do have it all color-coded available for you. So you can see all of the various informations right there, Metro lists, and also MLS listings and San Francisco. All right, we'll kind of keep on going forward from there. All right, next up we have is also search only. So you might see some properties, or you might have a client who's from the Bay Area who wants to look for properties in Southern California. You have 100% access to that. Let me kind of go ahead and bring on over my Paragon for you. You have access to HBR MLS right smack in the middle of the page right here. It's Southern California. Anywhere from Bakersfield all the way down to San Diego or LA. Speaking of San Diego is a little special case. They like to be different. San Diego has their own MLS site as well, and we have a contract with them. So if your client is interested in San Diego, you can look at properties there as well. Then there's IMLS, which is Idaho. Why Idaho? I don't know, but ever since the COVID shelter in place had happened, there was a high streak of clients who are interested in looking at other states. And in particular, the top two would be Texas and Idaho. We're still in a contract with trying to get Texas information. There's still a little reserved, but we for sure have Idaho. So if your clients are looking out of state, that's where you can go. Next up we have is NHSP, or New Home Source Professional. New Home Source Professional is new listings. It covers all the metro cities in the US, and this is also a pretty cool little neat little widget. If you have Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or any social media site, you can go ahead and add this little widget where it says showingnew.com and then put in your name. Don't actually type in YOURNAME, type in your name. For example, my name is Marjorie. I'm going to type in showingnew.com/Marjorie Afala, and then it's going to go ahead and create a little search engine for me, so I can go ahead and show clients possible new homes. I'm going to go ahead and drag my little Paragon right back in there. Look at it just dance around town. And I can show you how to find it. It's underneath resources right here. Underneath MLS Tools and Services, we're just going to hop on and click on New Home Source Professional right there. Okay. After you click on New Home Source Professional, you can go ahead, type in the city that you're interested, see different inventory homes in different areas. This is for all of the major cities throughout the nation, so it's not California. If you're trying to find a property in Chicago or Dallas, Texas, or if even New York, whatever city and throughout the United States, you can go ahead and look for constructions or new homes there. Okay, let me kind of just do a tiny quick demo. Let's choose a random one. Why not that one? Never actually tested this one or not. But anyways, when that loads up, you can see all of the new developments that is going to happen in that community. If you see these little dot lines, then that means that the property is currently in planning. They're writing up the diagrams and they're still trying to plan this all out. If you see a cross through it, that means the property is currently being under construction. And if you see a house that is currently filled in, then that means that house is done. You can go ahead, scroll down, and actually print that report, email that listing, or you can go ahead and contact the builder directly if you have questions about this property that's currently being built. By the way, I'm not sure how many agents in the room are currently new home agents, and that's their primary market, but they are trying to create more new homes in the Bay Area to kind of help with the housing inventory since it's so low. So I did want to bring that up. I'm talking at 1,000,000 miles per hour. Again, I wanted to kind of let you guys know. Any questions that you may have, just feel free to stop me. Feel free to unmute yourself, and you can always put in the chat. I am constantly looking at that. I do try to mind everyone's time, of course, but please just feel free doing that as well. Also, it gives me a chance to take a sip of my coffee. All right. And then I have a question in the chat. Is that free? Every tool that I'm going to talk about is free. It's already included with your membership benefit. You don't have to use everything, but it is something that's available for you. All right. I have another question in the chat. Is there training on how to use the different MLS? That is a good question. I do direct training for that. Let me go back to here. I do direct training for CRMLS and San Diego and IMLS. IMLS is actually, if I just click on it, it looks exactly like Paragon. Oh, whoops, I have to log in. Anyways, it looks exactly like Paragon. So it would just, instead of Bay East, it'll just say Idaho, and it'll just, instead of search, it'll just, it'll still say search, but it will all be Idaho properties. But yeah, I do training on the different MLSs, correct. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and kind of move on to the other portions of this class, like RPR, Realtor Property Resource. To be quite frank, this is one of my more favorite tools. I'll be a little biased. It really is. And it's because even though it's not an MLS, and what defines an MLS is agent report and also the ability to input listings. Even though it's not an MLS, I think it's the most information-rich tool that's available for all realtors. You have the ability to create about 8 different reports, school reports, property reports, seller reports, property flyer reports. I do teach a specific class on how to navigate RPR because it's so rich in information and how to use it. There's multiple ways to access RPR. Again, this is where I just drag in my Paragon. Hopefully you guys don't make motion sickness with me switching my screen so often. But to access RPR, you can click on resources right there, hop on down to RPR Realtor Benefit Only. And there's all sorts of different things you can go ahead and utilize that. Again, I teach my own class on that. I'm not going to go into depth with that, but it's one of my favorite tools. You can also download the Rpr app. So if you are trying to create a report on your phone, yes, you can go ahead and use other tools on your mobile device, but I personally find that the RPR app is a nice way where you can study the housing market while you're drinking coffee in the morning when you're at a cafe, or if you want to create a report very quickly when you're out and about. So this is a really nice tool available for you. You don't have to have MLS. This is already at your disposal. All right, next up, we have Realtor.com Pro Search. You might be familiar with Realtor.com. I mean, everyone is. If you type in Realtor.com, everyone's seen it before, right? Realtor.com Pro, that's the caveat right there, gives you even more information, and they give you even more even more search modules where you can search for properties there. Okay, so other than the search function, what makes it different from Realtor.com versus the Pro? Well, people don't know this, but Realtor.com actually excludes about 30 to 40% of information to their clientele. As a professional, you get all of the information. They purposely exclude it because they want your clients to be dependent on you. That's why people hire a realtor, because you know what you're talking about, right? So to access the Realtor.com Pro version, it's not on Google. You would have to go through the MLS to gain access to the Pro version. Again, it's right here, Realtor.com Pro, and that's where you can find that in. Okay. And personally, RPR is still my favorite, but Realtor.com Pro is not too bad. Another resource that's available for you is Tax Year's Data System. Tax Year's Data System is basically tax information that you can go ahead and get property profiles on every single property within the California boundary. You can do quick comparables, and you can also do mailing labels. By the way, if you have been around town for a while and you've seen TaxCRS, they've actually done a nice little upgrade on their data. So it looks a lot prettier aesthetically, it's a lot easier to use. And personally, I think it's really easy to get basic tax information about a property. Why would I want to use this? That's a good question. I'm not a realtor, so I don't have all of the reasons, but I do know that one reason why you would want to use this is if you are trying to get tax information on the property, you would want to do this right before you are inputting a listing or when you are about to do a CMA on that property. So that's a nice one reason why you would want to do that from there, okay? All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next resource available. Cloud CMA. Cloud CMA is a wonderful tool. You have the ability within Cloud CMA to create a CMA presentation. It's in the name, a buyer's tour, property report, and flyer. Let me go ahead and give you a little sneak peek on what that looks like. On Cloud CMA, you can access it underneath resources. Click on Cloud CMA. And then from here, hopefully I don't need great. You have access to create a CMA. They have the PDF version, so you can print that out. You have a live version where you can go ahead and interact with the comparables and do a PowerPoint presentation with your client if you want to. Also, this is really interesting because when you are doing a CMA, you can actually look at this. You can also interact with the map. So we have that live feature, so you can show them what it looks like to be with the map. Sorry if I just made you dizzy. You can compare it by stats. And since this would be a PowerPoint presentation that you have for the live version, you can also mark it up if you want to. So, and it also does not affect the report whatsoever. And in about 10 seconds, it will all fade away. Awesome. So we have the live version and also PDF version. So you can go ahead and just print out a hard copy version as well, so you don't have to do the live version. Whatever is easier for you. Cloud CMA is a very customizable program where you can change the color, change the font, reorganize the comps in any way you would like. You can also adjust what type of information you want to provide your client, and you can also adjust what type of information you want to present for yourself. There's also that buyer's tour. If you're a buyer's agent, this is a must-have. I don't know why people do not have a buyer's tour. What a buyer's tour is, let me go ahead and show you a PDF. Again, this is just, it's not a how to use this program. I'm just showing you a little snippet. This is basically, you are a buyer. You are showing, let's say, 8 properties to your client. You're going to show them all the 8 properties. You're going to show them that day or that weekend. You have your little resume right there, your little contact info. And you're going to show them all the properties. And within each listing, while they're viewing the property, they get to have a little nice flyer per property. And they are also going to go ahead and have a little space where they can write down comments that they like about this house. Pros and cons, whether or not it's the top 5, top 3, whatever they would like. They can write down whatever comments they have. At the end of the buyer's tour, let's say you visited all 8 properties, you're going to go ahead and sit down with your client. Hey, out of all the 8 properties we saw this weekend, which one would you want to submit an offer on? Think about it. Or if you want to submit an offer on multiple, totally fine. This gives you a nice little segue for them to kind of remember what properties they saw. And it keeps you organized. Then there's property reports and flyers. HomeBee is not included with your membership benefit. It is a paid feature, but 4 out of 5 is already included with your benefit. Okay. All right, so I'm starting to run out of time, so I'm just going to kind of breeze a little further. We have your zip forms. That is obviously a must-have for your transactions. This is where you can go ahead and access your forms. And we also have different e-signatures available for you. DigitalLink 2.0, DocuSign, that's based on your brokerage, and then also TouchSign. So if you download the app, you can go ahead and just touch the document and sign it from there. If you're using an iPad, you can just sign it directly onto your iPad. This sounds good. This one I personally find very interesting and very helpful. It is transaction tips and training. If you have not heard about this, please hear about this. It gives you tips and tricks. Again, it's tips.car.org, and this will help you with about 95% of questions that you might have in your transaction. The other 5%, it depends on the different nuances between the city and property, etc. But this answers basic questions. If you are about to prepare a property for a listing, what kind of information do you need? What kind of documents would you need? It gives you frequently asked questions for whatever stage you are within your transaction. So it's really nice, super helpful, and that would be your next real estate Bible. Okay. Yeah, it's tips.car.org. All right, so this one's a new one. It's rentspree.com. Okay, I love rentspree.com. As a homeowner, this is awesome if you are trying to rent out your property. As a real estate agent, if you are working with lease rentals, this is the tool that you want. It will make your life so much easier. If you're not into lease rentals, that's perfectly fine. But if you are, this is the tool you want. What it does is it helps you reduce liability. It saves time and it helps your clients. Okay, what does that mean? Well, when you go onto Paragon, click on resources, select on rent spree, you're just going to type in your client's name, and your client is going to go ahead and fill out this application. And as soon as it clicks send, rent spree, what it does from there is that it'll do a full credit report and score for you. They'll go ahead and do a criminal background check for you, and they'll do a national eviction report. And then on top of that, if there's any information that's missing on the actual application, it's going to go ahead and tell your applicant, hey, you're not fully done until you finish this. So it's a nice way to make sure that everything gets filled out, all information that needs to get filled out for you. It's 100% free. 100% free. It's already included. The only cost that would happen is a $30 application fee for your clients, but it's free for you. But $30 is definitely standard for a rentals app. I've done this for a property for about 8 adults that were trying to rent out a small little home. 8 adults. They're all roommates, college students, and I finished the process in about 20 minutes. Super helpful. If you're doing with a family, it will take you like less than 20 minutes. Okay. All right. Another tool that you may have already heard is Disclosures.io. It's accessible through Paragon. It's not like ShowingTime or anything like that. It's a nice little spot where you can go ahead and input all of your disclosures so other people can go ahead and see that for you. ShowingTime is another tool that's available at your disposal. I would definitely recommend this if you are a buyer's agent. Go ahead and download the app. This is how you can go ahead and download the app. It's going to ask you what type of agent you are. It's going to go ahead and be a nice little platform on scheduling an appointment. If you are a listing agent, you have the option to use ShowingTime. If you're a buyer's agent, I would recommend just downloading the app, even if you don't use it all the time, just because it'll be so much easier when you just make your appointment on your mobile device or on the Paragon. All right. Okay. Oh, this is the part where I'm going to bring up my Paragon really quick. ListTrack. Ever heard of ListTrack before? Well, today's the day. ListTrack is a nice tool where you can go ahead and watch your listings. Let me go. Okay, what does that mean? Well, let me go back to Paragon. I'm going to go ahead and click on Resources, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on ListTrack. Okay, by the way, I'm not a listing agent, so let me go ahead and just log on in. Okay. Hopefully it'll work. Okay, great. All right, so what ListTrack does is if you have a listing, it's going to go ahead and give you an idea on where those listings are being shown at. If it's mostly an IDX website, if it's at different portals, Paragon, different websites, you get a nice little glimpse to kind of see where's the most activity being produced at your listing. So let's say you have a listing and you want to know where most people are looking at. This gives you an idea. Actually, it looks like the listings that I have, by the way, I just have a fake listing, it's not real. Most of it is in the Alameda and Contra Costa County. The more red, the more activity it is. And the less green, the less activity is, but it looks like most of it's in the Alameda and Contra Costa County. And it gives you a nice little view on who's actually looking at your report, and also the price ranges that are popular among that general area, and like what people are looking for. So this is a nice way to actually get information about your listing and how people are viewing your listing. Okay. Whew. I'm gonna take a nice little breather. We also have Title Toolbox that gives you a lot of property profile reports and net sheets among Paragon. It is connected to the title company of your choice. Again, you don't have to drive all the way to the title company. You can go ahead and get basic title and property profile sheets and net sheets from there. We also have Revo Gateway. This is a nice tool where you, let's say you want to study turnover rates. This is a nice way you can access it. By the way, and I'll just be a little honest, this is not exactly my favorite tool because it's not on the MLS. You have to go to this website where it says bayeast.revogateway.com to gain access to this area and to create your own account. It is 100% already included with your membership benefit. It's a nice tool where you can go ahead and study the turnover rates, and it gives you, and the reason why you would want to do that is because it helps you focus your efforts on a specific area that are more likely to sell. So it can help you find new possible listings from here. Okay. All right. Then we also have your mobile apps. I do teach a little more in depth on the different apps that you should have, but I do think the more popular ones would be HomeSnap and HomeSpotter. Those are your MLSs on your app, on your mobile phone. HomeSnap is an awesome tool to maintain your listing. HomeSpotter is an awesome tool to look for new listings. All right. So any questions so far? Well, great.
Hi, it's Amy. Could you explain maybe like what would I find on HomeSpotter? What would be the benefit to searching on HomeSpotter versus just using the MLS?
Oh, this is on your mobile device. It's a mobile app from the MLS onto your phone.
So it's all the same information, it's just mobile?
Yeah, it's just mobile. The only difference is that it looks different because it's on your phone and HomeSpotter's in charge of it. And then I have another question in the chat. What's HomeBeat? Thanks. HomeBeat is in Cloud CMA. It's basically an automated CMA, kind of like an auto email, but specifically for CMA, where it sends out an automatic CMA to your client on a monthly basis. It's not free, HomeBeat. You would have to pay an additional fee for HomeBeat. I would if you don't have that many clients, I would recommend just doing your own CMA. But if you have a ton of clients that are really interested in knowing what the housing market looks like on a daily basis, then you might want to consider that. I have another question in the chat. What is Glide? Glide is another form of, zip forms. They're not related. It's just another platform where you can create your forms and you can fill out your residential listing agreement and residential purchase agreement. it's no longer associated with zip forms. You just have to treat them differently. It's just two different products that does the same thing. I have another question in the chat. How do I download them? It depends on what mobile device you have. If you have an Apple phone, just go to the Apple Store. If you have anything other than Apple Store, you might want to go to Google Play. You can go ahead and contact the MLS tech support department so they can go ahead and help you out from there. All right. Great. So I'll kind of keep on moving forward. This is some of the more fun stuff for me because it's new stuff. Woohoo. By the way, this is a little outdated because they just made it live about 5 days ago, which is Cardler. Woo! Okay, what's that? Why is it all green and why is this all good news? It's a new membership benefit. We just got a contract with them. This is a really cool mileage tracking tool. And why this is cool is because if you're driving around to do, business, you're driving from house to house, you're driving from the office back to another property, and what this does is it does an automatic expense, income, and mileage tracking. It does real-time tax estimates and reminders, and it does automatic tax filing with CPA reporting. That was a lot of words. I have to admit, I just read that off somewhere. But what that does is that it can help you with your financial year. And it does the math for you. I personally find it really helpful making sure that you get every bang for your buck, and I can actually get reimbursed for the mileage that you worked on. It also helps you keep track of your business finances. So this is a nice little tool available for you, and especially when tax season is coming up. The next tool that's coming up, this is actually coming in about 2 or 3 days from now, early February. But what this is called Offer Place. So if you are a listing agent, there's a little section inside your zip form. It's not available just yet, so I can't show you a demo because I don't have access to it either. But what it will be is that you can create a little link where on your listing, copy and paste it on your confidential remarks, and just say, hey, if you're interested in this property, submit all offers to this link. And then as a listing agent, instead of receiving 20 different emails from 20 different listing buyer's agents, you can just check your one little portal to see all the offers in one spot. So it's a nice way to kind of limit emails, and it's a nice way to kind of keep all of your offers all in one spot. All right, and then did I have another question in the chat? I think I keep seeing a hand up. All right, well, I'll just keep on moving forward. Again, all of this is new benefits. This is coming soon. Hold on. Okay. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. Okay. So we'll keep on moving forward. Another tool that is available, actually this is available now, I'm sorry, this needs to get a little updated, is your messaging app. So if you download the ZipForm Elite messaging app, you can go ahead and message people your forms. So if you need to text message your client the residential purchase agreement or TDS or, different forms from ZipForms, you can just text message them directly through the app. And on top of that, if you do have that app, this is actually pretty cool. You can actually print out your text messages directly from that app as well. That also includes the documents that you want to attach to your clients. This is kind of good for legal reasons. If you have a client that is kind of wishy-washy, pretty left and right, this gives you a nice tool to just make sure you can print out each text messages for the future in case anything legal happens. Also, this is also a nice little tool to have if you just want to go ahead and just quickly text message them the document that you can just quickly glance at as well. Okay, so these are nice little tools that have been recently pulled out. We have that messaging app We also have Offer Place. This is really nice for listing agents, by the way. And also Hurdler, which is a nice little financial tool to kind of keep your finances all together. Who knows, you might get a tax return. I don't know. And then lastly, the last available tool is, of course, us. System support, you can always catch us Monday to Friday. We also have the main line and also Zipform, which is available 24/7. If you need help with CAR and you can't get a hold of us, that's totally fine. You won't take it personal. CAR is open 24/7 and 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekends and holidays. So you can go ahead and contact them as well. And sometimes there might be something legal that we can't answer. That's okay. We do have a legal hotline available for you as well. And this was a lot of information. I spoke at 100 miles per hour. I spoke at 100 miles per hour. If you have any questions, please just let me know. I know this was a lot of information, but this is my email and my phone number, and you're always more than welcome to contact me if you kind of just want any questions on that. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor for any questions. Okay. And while we're waiting for questions, I did want to actually bring up this event calendar really quick. So if you have any questions, just unmute yourself and just stop me at any time. But if you're a new agent, then, or even if you're not a new agent, I would actually really recommend, where is that class? Okay, well, the next class I would recommend is actually not my class, but I would actually recommend the Realtor.com do's and don'ts of social media and real estate, whether you're a new agent or not. And the reason why I say that is because the rise of real estate internet has increased significantly, especially with COVID. So this is a nice little tool on how to actually navigate through the social media side. Through real estate. And also, if you're not interested in the social media side, that's perfectly fine. If you're a buyer's agent, I would recommend Buyer's Agent 101. And if you're a newly listing agent, then how to input listings key information. So those are the 3 classes I would recommend. Okay. All right. Any other questions so far? I've always learned it might be just wait about 30 seconds and someone always sparks an idea right when I want to close. All right. Well, with that being said, I hope everyone gets some lunch because I know that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. All right. I'll talk to everyone later. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.